What problems I thinking I have now, and what problems I must solve now? Uh, Better said, the development of this e-catalog. What is the next step? Uh, until now, we have a domain, we have homepage like this, all departments, top horizontal, all categories left sidebar, and all articles. All that is this moment navigation, all that is menu. We have practically three menu goals of this navigation, and every navigation in web development is a landing page. Here it is landing page of articles, can be landing page of post, etc. And okay, home page now is right. It is what we see now. Now, when I click on clothing or on department in email address, I will see department, one parameter, department. And that parameter, department ID, we need for component department details. In that component, we, by use params, we take from web address, take parameter, the department ID, it is number 2 momentarily. And that department ID, we dispatch to Tank, and Tank communicate with dispatch it in Express backend, and that department ID is important for query. Creating SQL query that give us all categories. What there is department ID foreign key number 2. Give us all, or give us all. It is read practically from CRUD. Select in SQL. Select all category with the ID, department ID equal number 2. And Express send query like that to database. Database understand SQL language and take all that category and in object result send back to Express. Express that result send back to Tank. That result object go in response because communication between Tank and Express is HTTP communication. And that communication, there is request and response, two object, request and response. And in object response must go object result, and that object response go back to Tank, and Tank dispatch response as payload to Redux store in concretely state. For that query, we have a state. We have state we have a reducer and state, separate state for that concretely query. I analyze a little, and it is possible that in the future, for some video, that every query, SQL query, there is a state. Okay, but okay, we will see that because CRUD, there is one state. It is for query. But when we have okay, about that in the future. And now we have separate separate state. Look at here. We start from department. Click on department, and after that we see department detail left. It is in, and the right we see all article, and the top we see all department. Because of departments, parameter department in web address, we see department's detail left. How? Because of address department ID in address, take it by department details. Look department details. Starter of our action is our click on department. At moment, department ID concretely go to web address. Component department detail take it from web address. Let's get see it. Here it is, department detail. Department's detail, here it is. Department's detail. And look at you, we need use params, use dispatch, use selector. And this is interesting. Fetch category by department. It is a tank. That tank is in category slice. It is part of category slice because that tank must dispatch to Redux, must dispatch all category what have that department ID, like foreign key. Here it is. Because that tank asks for categories, I put that in category slice. Okay, let's go to see, but we can finish this here. When department detail, look at take department ID. How? Like this. Now we have variable department ID by use params hook, and go categories is connected by use selector, and status it is connected to state in Redux, and department ID go here, fetch use effect, call dispatch fetch category by department. Here it is. Parameter is ID. Okay, we can go to fetch category by department, and this tank call express queries would be sent to MySQL. From MySQL coming result go in response object, and response coming back here. In this row, we have response, and that response is categories. Category we take from that category, look at object method map. From categories, we use category name and put it in a link. A link of that is department and category, two parameters coming after created here. Okay, and we see that in user interface. We see that links, that category name and links. And now we can follow, we can go further from department detail, And here we can go to categories by department. Category by departments, we said it is in category slice. Category slice, I search for category slice, category list, category slice. Here it is. And here it is fetch categories by department. Here it is tank. That tank call create asynchron tank function. And that function, there is two parameter. And second parameter is asynchron arrow function with the department ID parameter. And that parameter is would be sent by RESTful address, RESTful web address. This is to departments, call departments, and variable department ID, and again finished with these categories. And this response, it go to tank, our tank, we are now in front end, and this response would be dispatched, would be sent to add case. Add case, it is reducer in Redux store. And here it is, fetch category by department pending, fulfilled and failed. And when it is fulfilled, it is that payload would be by immutable way interact with the existing state, copy of existing state, and final we have a result of that is a new state, and that new state go to department details, go to department details, here it is department details. Go to department details and go to this loop, to this method map, and of category we take only the category name and create a link with two parameters, department and category. It is important that left department detailed rest where it is. Nothing changes, but right side must open articles. And what to do now? It is articles. Why? When I click on category left, look at. I see articles. I see article for category, and below that bullets with the two articles, but without links. When I go back now in department, when I click on department, now below article, I see same article with the links. And now I must solve it and look at what I have about articles and create that it would be with the links and not that we don't have two variant of article. And of course, clicking from left side, on link on left side in department, we have this article for category 3. But when I go now, again on a department, I have it. And also, it must be clear that when I click on department, I must have a left side category list, complete category list with links. and right side, complete articles, all articles. But my first job is look at how many articles I have for ready for here. And of course, work further to solve these problems. Click on department. After click on categories in department details. Here is express, get these departments, look at ID and categories and request response. We declare, we take department ID from request params and params ID, and it means we take department ID from address, web address, and here is a query where department ID instead of question mark would be value this department ID. Query with question mark means that it is security from injection, and it means that Express here communicate with MySQL in two levels. First, send this question, this query with empty, with a question mark in one empty place where must come value, department ID. And after that send value, only value, without context, without, and that difference sending is saving us from injection virus. Okay, it is a query. That query go to MySQL. MySQL result. You look at result. Here is a response. But here, when we send query, we have results. Here in communication between backend and MySQL, we have object error and results. And if all is okay, we have results in format of JSON by name of categories, that it is, of course, array of categories, go to back to tank, and we have categories with the name, and we use that name for links. Here it is, but it is interesting. Result object is here in communication. Here is a communication between Express. Express is our backend, and between Express and MySQL, it is, and communication app get, communication between front end. Front end is a tank function. Front end, React is front end. React Redux front end, and that app.get is communication with MySQL. That communication, there is no hypertext transfer protocol. Here it is not RESTful. It is communication between our Express and MySQL by protocol of MySQL. Concretely, protocol name is, look it up. Here it is, protocol MySQL 2. It is protocol concretely here. Okay, it's all for this topic, for this video. Say your friend, your social network, Send link of this video if you think that it is interesting for some people, other. Engage, because engagement in any kind, subscribe, like, share information, is growing our group around this video, around this playlist. And growing community means growing our knowledge. We better, more, and faster learning. Thank you for watching this video. IK here.